And Hank, if I wasn't going to be fined, I'd like to kick his brains out right now. If I wasn't going to be suspended, I'd like to kick his brains out right now so I wouldn't have to do a Wednesday night.
You're just one of many great wrestlers.
No, you misunderstood me. I said you have a lot of great wrestlers here. But now, with Freddie Blassie in the territory, you have the greatest.
After I get through with him, that's what he's going to need. The rocking chair. He's going to have to retire, brother.
Number one. Anything you say, Japanese is number one. Ichiban.
We were in the VIP lounge in Singapore. Because I'm ready. Like I say before, the hell with you.
I don't trust the man. I don't like the way he looks. He said he'll be in the ring, but I don't believe it. I was born with charisma. I was born with talent. I was born with good looks. This is the Whirlpool of the Pampas, Pampero people. Oh, yes.
Mariala has answered my prayers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the most hated wrestler of the year, maybe you guessed it, Roddy Piper. I am going to kick a lot of, especially these, what do you call them, Gortman and Goliath. I'm going to get this Flossie, and I'm going to rip him in a dozen pieces. No one can defeat the Golden Greek. And remember, the only way to spell wrestling is G-O-L-O-S.
Hank, Bob Roop attacked my father.
Well, there's Pepper Gomez. He's a mass of blood. That's one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. Win as you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
And it's a pleasure to have you with us on Dressing Room Interview.
Jules, it's a pleasure being here.
And say hello to your dad, Warren.
From the Isle of Samoa, weighing 285 pounds, IG Peter Maivia.
I'll tell you this, old man. Yeah, that's right. I said, you better take this kid and do something with him, or he's going to get crippled, too.
From Manchester, England, weighing 16 stone, 6 pounds, Lord James Blair.
Gene, I hope you don't get offended, but just let me do something. You didn't like that, did you?
You're not going to knock anybody. You are not going to knock. Oh, man, Pepper got the sleeper. Pepper got the sleeper. Now, if anybody's got any guts, come and sign your name on the dotted line for a tag match with Patterson and Stevens.
Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to Saturday morning's most exciting hour. John Roberts alongside Killer Jay Mathias. And this week, we've got a special look at the Battle Royal, especially the 2011 Pick the Winner Battle Royal.
That's right. And earlier this week, I had time to sit down with 3 California legends of wrestling to talk about the Battle Royal itself.
All right, well, we're going to dip into the vaults here in All Pro Wrestling. This is the 2009 Pick the Winner Battle Royal. This is actually the inaugural Pick the Winner Battle Royal, and you see a lot of old faces here in All Pro in the ring for this match that are no longer in All Pro Wrestling, and ones that are still are, like Omega flying across the ring. They're formerly Kid Omega. You can still see him here with his mask on.
That's right. We see Corvus before the infusion of hallucinogenics that turned him into the crazy man we see today. You got ridiculous Mike Rain, Dan Danielson in there, and the still young Dave Dutra and Matt Carlos here, and there's Dalton Frost. His feet kind of touched the ground, and he's out thanks to Malachi.
And you also see members of the association in the ring. Originally the association was Rick Luxury and Old School Oliver John and Vinny Massaro, and then it eventually became Vinny Massaro and Rick Luxury and Malachi and Frost, and Rick Luxury eventually left and went on his own as well. And there's the boss, Derek Sanders. Shortly after becoming the boss, Derek Sanders, he decided to turn his back on the fans and go his own way as well.
He thinks he's the boss, yeah. I mean, this is an incredible battle royal because it's fun for the fans, as each fan is assigned a wrestler and they have a vested interest in seeing someone win. But also it's good for the wrestlers because you get a chance to really show your stuff. You may not be able to grab a Matt Carlos and a Derek Sanders match. And you may not be able to get that booked, but if Matt Carlos can attack Derek Sanders and maybe eliminate him, well then, hey, he can move up the ladder, and maybe he can take him on later in a one-on-one match. It's a good way to move up the ladder if you're APW wrestling.
Exactly, and you got Old School Oliver John in the ring in this match, who had just come off losing the Universal title, and this was an opportunity for him to get back in title hunt glory and try and reclaim the gold from Dylan Drake, who he just lost the title to.
Right, and you mentioned the association, and in my day it was Above the Law with James Watkins and Robert Thompson, and after that we had the Blackout Army, and now we've got the Carnival of Shadows. So it's almost a testament to the resiliency of APW that they've been able to withstand these groups like the Reno Scum as well, who've tried to take over and tried to run things. So maybe that bodes well in the future for us versus the Carnival of Shadows.
Well, speaking of the Carnival of Shadows, you got 3 future COS members in the ring right here. Corvus in the ring, as well as Jekyll's and Omega. And, make that 4 Blackwell, as you see him right there in the corner. Now known as Blackwell, then he was the Mountain from Stone Mountain, Larry Blackwell. You see everyone ganging up on the gang mentality. Whenever you see the largest opponent in the ring during a battle royal, try to get the big man out.
Well, you've got to do that. Everybody knows it's every man for himself, but I mean, it's an unfair advantage when you have a man the size of Larry Blackwell. No one's going to be able to beat him one-on-one. So you've got to eliminate him quickly, and then you can handle it, quote-unquote, the old-fashioned way.
You see Rick Luxury and Oliver John teaming up on Adam Thornstowe. This is right when Adam Thornstowe returned to APW after a long absence. And before that, the last time that he had been seen in All Pro Wrestling Ring, he was spitting on the Internet title along with the rest of the Reno Scum.
That'll make you vanish for a while, right, when you disrespect the purple belt that way. And now you see Matt Carlos fighting against Omega with the mask, and he manages to survive. Folks, this is mayhem. I mean, it's an amazing thing to watch a battle royal. You've got to see one live. It doesn't do it justice when you're sitting here and you've got 20 or 30 guys all over the ring fighting for their lives, trying to stay in here for a chance to win the Universal Heavyweight title. It's an experience only topped by being in the match itself. And there the boss
over the top,
eliminated by Matt Carlos.
Yep, exactly. A little smarts from the then rookie Matt Carlos, now the Internet champion, and you could see it then, even the charisma and the intelligence that wound up making him into a champion that he is today.
Right, Dan Danielson, also a former APW superstar, eliminated from this match. One of my favorite guys. I really like Dan Danielson.
You see Oliver John, doing what he did best here in All Pro Wrestling, wearing down people and tearing them down his way, the old school way. As you see him throwing Matt Carlos over the top rope. Folks, we have to go to commercial break. Don't go anywhere. All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars rolls on.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having All Pro Wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Saturday morning's Gym Wars. I am the killer, Jay Mathias, and I'm joined by an esteemed panel of gentlemen who, between them, have over 100 years of experience of California wrestling. We have the voice of California wrestling, Allan Bolte, the owner of All Pro Wrestling, the show you're watching right now, Roland Alexander, and Dr. Mike Lano, wrestling historian. How are you guys doing?
Great. Great. How are you doing? Glad to be here.
I'm good, sir. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for joining me. And we're talking about the history of the Battle Royal. Folks are watching a Battle Royal this Saturday right now, and I want to talk about the history of the Battle Royal. People may not know how old this match is. They may have just seen it on pay-per-view or something and think it's a new fan or something like that. What can you tell us about the history of the Battle Royal, Mr. Bolte?
Well, as the ring announcer in the Cow Palace back from about 73 on, I just can still so clearly remember this huge, totally sold out crowd. Every January, completely sold out, weeks in advance. The show started at 8:30. This was an 18-man over-the-top Battle Royal. People all over the Bay Area, Roland would remember this, would be talking about this. You walk down the street, hey, it's Battle Royal time in January. Hey, we got our tickets. And there'd be just a tremendous group, some of the best pro wrestlers, not just locally, from all over the country, the world, would be flown in for this huge event. And it was so packed. We're supposed to start about 8:30. I'd make an announcement about 8:45. Fans running a little bit late, still thousands of people coming in. Just an exciting, huge event, only once a year.
Well, Battle Royals actually go back, the earliest I have on record, and I've only been shooting for the magazines as a photographer since '66, but 1931 in the Southeast was the very first. It was an 8-man Battle Royal. There were some female Battle Royals, of course, with Gladys Kellum-Gellum and Johnny Mae Young and Mae Weston and June Byers. And 1942 was a Battle Royal in Charlotte, North Carolina, with Hans Herman, Tough Tony Bourne, who was no stranger to Roland, and Reverend Jack Laskin, and John Paul Henning from the St. Louis office. And there were some scattered Battle Royals. They were never in January, never annual things in Florida. But the big year was 1970, and to my knowledge, that's when both promoter Roy Shire in San Francisco at the Cow Palace, legendary Roy Shire, genius booker, genius mind, and also Mike LaBelle started with Battle Royals. And LA was my home base, but I'd come up until I moved up here to catch some of Roy's bigger shows. Of course, the Battle Royal we would salivate over because I felt Roy had even greater talent than we had in LA. But one of Roy's great workers came down in 1970, the very first LA Battle Royal, January 12, 1970. Rocky Soulman Johnson beat Fred Blassie, last two guys in the ring. And so many great memories when I would come up here. We would see star-studded, and it was an annual thing. And it was always on the cover of the magazines, the Roy Shire and the Mike LaBelle Battle Royals. So they sort of popularized it. But I think the talent level, the people that would come in for Roy, the last two Battle Royals that Roy had in 1980 and 81, he had like 5 to 6 either current or former NWA champions, Gene Kiniski, Dusty Rhodes, the Funk Brothers, and Harley Race, who would always then wrestle later on the show against whoever won the Battle Royal. 1980 was Ray Stevens, Pat Patterson the following year, the very last Roy Shire show.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Bootcamp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Bootcamp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
The 2009 Pick the Winner Battle Royal here. Again, the debut of the Pick the Winner Battle Royal, and you see old association members tune up on the Rock Legend Scum. Adam Thornstowe there, really taking it to him, and Jekyll the Jester now in trouble in the corner from Old School Oliver John, and there's Tim Thatcher taking it from the Latin Dragon Junior Morales. This is before Tim Thatcher went on his year-long reign as the worldwide internet champion, a feat that was, you know, very, very big here in All Pro Wrestling.
Right, not many people have held the internet title for that long. It's rare. The internet title is one of the most coveted titles in independent wrestling today, if not all of wrestling. And they hold on to it that long because everyone's gunning for you. Everybody wants a piece of that purple belt. Now we got MPT on top of Thatcher. And Folks, we got some big names. Look at ridiculous Mike Rain over there with Omega still in the ring.
That's right. And speaking of internet champions, MPT, a former internet champion here in pro wrestling, a multi-time internet champion. I remember the first All Pro Wrestling Gym War show I came to. It was a double main event, two out of 3 falls both times for the internet title and the universal title. MPT was defending the internet title, and it was Old School Oliver John defending the universal title against Derek Sanders at the time.
Right. And here we go down to the final 7 guys, or 8 guys in the ring there. And one of these men would win the 2009 Pick the Winner Battle Royal. And you can see the crowd getting more excited. Like I said, each fan was assigned a wrestler. And so if their wrestler wins, they got a prize. And I think that was really great.
A very nice prize package from All Pro Wrestling, some wrestling DVDs, some other really great prizes in there. And you see Adam Thornstow in trouble there and finally gets eliminated by the association, Rick Luxury and Old School Oliver John. But they better turn around because there's MPT, clothesline them both over the top rope. Nice athleticism.
Double elimination by MPT. And Oliver John took exception to that.
There was a lot of personal hate between those two right there. Those two tore the house down for quite a long time here in All Pro Wrestling. Those two were the best of friends, and then it seemed when things couldn't get any better, all of a sudden Old School Oliver John decided he wanted the internet title or the universal title, and he decided to take it back, and he decided to go after MPT to do so.
Well, some of the best things about the Battle Royal, you see, it doesn't stop when it goes out of the ring. Look at these guys spilling out of the ring. The referee trying to get control, but the chaos still there. There's some genuine hatred between these gentlemen, or there was. I don't know if there still is, but they are really taking it to each other even after they are eliminated from the Battle Royal.
And some big rivalries have been started in Battle Royals from instances in Battle Royals. There was one of them, there was already some hatred between Oliver John and MPT. This really sparked one of the best feuds in 2009. It was between MPT and Adam Thornstow against the association, mainly Rick Luxury and Old School Oliver John. But Jekyll the Jester gets eliminated there, and it's down to the final 2 combatants, Timothy Thatcher, the British Messiah, and the Latin Dragon, Junior Morales.
And Junior, who was almost not necessarily unknown, but he wasn't too familiar to a lot of the fans here, so people had to be wondering how he was going to survive the techniques of Timothy Thatcher, and it looks like he's getting ready to end it.
That's right. This was one of the matches that helped put Junior Morales not necessarily on the map, but helped him gain some favor with the fans here in All Pro Wrestling, and it really gave him an opportunity to put everything he had on the line and put it all out there for the fans to see, so they'd cheer him on. And there you see him trying to eliminate Timothy Thatcher, almost doing so, but Timothy Thatcher able to hold on, trying to skin the cat. And there goes Morales into the ropes, drop kick again and again, trying to kick away. Timothy Thatcher down to one hand, hits the rope again, and that time he eliminates him. And it's Junior Morales, the winner of the 2009 Pick the Winner Battle Royal.
And look for the person jumping in the background. That's probably the fan who was assigned the winner.
Well, Junior Morales, you see getting his hand raised. That man won the inaugural Pick the Winner Battle Royal. A huge feat for Junior Morales.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Boot Camp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Boot Camp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
When you explain the rules, be sure to say a wrestler can do anything he feels he's big enough to do. No disqualification, no rules. And he must be thrown over the top rope and hit the floor or get pinned in the ring. Only 2 ways you could be eliminated. And the Battle Royal, Roland, don't you think it lasted maybe a good 30 minutes, maybe, would you say?
Sometimes 40, 45.
Yeah.
What makes the Battle Royal unique in your mind when we step out and we take part in a match like that?
Well, I know when I was a teenager and I used to go to South Palace in the Battle Royals, it was the biggest night of the year. And you knew it. You could feel electricity in the air. And, Roy had always 10 main event wrestlers wrestling the whole promotion, the territory. And you always had a big guy, Andre the Giant. That's when I got my first look at Andre the Giant. Walk down the aisle, and as I'm looking at watching him walk down the aisle, legs big as tree trunks, you know, who, for a big guy, many people don't know this, but Andre was very athletic. Throw a drop kick when it first started. And then he'd always bring in like Haystack Calhoun. And so if you add those two to the 10 main eventers from his territory, that leaves 6 openings. And Roy used to bring 6 of the top wrestlers in the United States. You remember, Mike?
Oh,
I mean, these guys like the Terry Funk, the Jack Briscoe, you know, guys that were headliners in other regional promotions. And so you had a star-studded event for the Battle Royal. But that, you know, and even though the formula is start off with your third hottest match besides your main event, so that was always the philosophy of promoters from the 70s. And so they'd start the Battle Royal first. That was what Roy did. But we always knew we were going to get a good main event in the end.
You know, any of us who've known Pat Patterson, he really absorbed from the master, Roy Shire, and he took from Vern Gagne and Eddie Graham. But something unique, because he would come down, of course we knew he was Mr. San Francisco, but he'd come down to our Battle Royals on occasion, like in 73, 74, and we had the thing where 2 weeks later, whoever won the Battle Royal would get a shot at the America's Champion 2 weeks later. And Pat carried that tradition. Now you see it because Pat is responsible, the mastermind of the Royal Rumble in WWE. But now you see the winner of the Royal Rumble gets the WrestleMania title shot. That all came from the Battle Royal, California Battle Royal days.
We still have right now from the Carney days on down, it's still, APW is all about the wrestling. But yet we've somehow, like you said, been innovative, but still kept that tradition alive. Like, what does that mean to you when you look down and you see guys like me or even younger than me participate in these old school Battle Royals?
It means a lot. I mean, you know, especially, because the Battle Royal can be a very entertaining match if you have the right talent in it, you know. And some of the things I used to love as a teenager was, you know, I saw Dutch Savage one time in the Battle Royal, and all of a sudden, you know, everything cleared in the middle of the ring, and I saw Dutch coming off the ropes, and I go, no, he's not going to do that. And all of a sudden, he got a backdrop. And I don't know how many people knew Dutch Savage, but he would get so high on those backdrops. You remember, Allan?
Absolutely.
And I was like, how can they be doing this with 14 other people in the ring, you know? That's
You're stuck right here with Lonnie Main in 1976 Cal Palace Battle Royal, won by Mr. Fuji. It was an amazing battle.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having all pro wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
And of course the Prestige too.
The Prestige,
and
right.
a beautiful trophy. Roy Shire would bring in a big beautiful trophy for the winner. And of course he'd have a check. The last Battle Royal in 81, I believe, $30,000 to the winner. I also remember when Andre the Giant, I believe Andre won.
Won.
Yes.
Excuse me, Mike Lano, but the hype in San Francisco used to be the Prestige, because our Battle Royal is the biggest and the best in the United States, right?
Yes. Yeah. And when that Battle Royal was over, in my heart as a ring announcer, all I could think then is, I can't wait till next January.
I used to always wonder, like, what's going to happen if Pepper Gomez is in with Rocky Johnson as the last two competitors in the Battle Royal? What kind of match are we going to see? Or what if Ripper Collins and Pat Patterson, two bad guys, are in the what's going to happen? Are they going to just start beating on each other? It just made for an intriguing match.
Well, that was the lure then, too, in what you see in APW now. Guys that had never locked up or even laid hands on each other.
Right.
You see dream matchups, like in this case, some of the photos I'm showing, Ray and Pat, or Ray and Fuji before they had their whole series of matches, or Lonnie and Ray Stevens. I mean, it was really a dream. Any of these pairings.
And the same for the main events at the end of the night, you know?
Right.
The only thing we worried about was there was some great main events, but there was always a couple injuries. I mean, you can't help it. You put 18 guys in the ring, somebody's got to get hurt, you know? And so, you know, we always worried, like, God, I hope so-and-so don't get hurt because I want to see him in the 8-man tag later, you know? And so, you know, Battle Royal.
And you see tag team partners having to go against each other, of course, if they were the last two. Because part of the rules was there was no collusion. If there's two wrestlers left, you cannot shake hands, split the money, and leave. It was one winner only.
Good. The nice part, too, was just walking into the Cow Palace. You walk in, like I used to get there at 7:45, 8 o'clock, and you can see the place filling up. You can smell the mustard. You can smell the hot dogs, you know. You can, see the smoke. Back then, they allowed smoke at venues for sporting events, and the smoke would be gathered up under the ring light, And then, for those that have never been to the Cow Palace for wrestling, or besides WWE, because they didn't do this, but the wrestling ring was the stage. It was up on a riser. And Allan here used to sit at the press table. They had a press table for the commissioned doctor, the ring announcer, and whoever else, special guests and stuff like that. And the first two rows, which are like a VIP ringside, I even copied that in our first few shows that we did in '95 because I thought it was a great concept. And if I could have done it on a riser, I would have. But even the VIP ringside was elevated to show how special those people are to have those kind of seats. And you could just feel the electricity in the air and smell the mustard. And you just knew you were at the biggest event of the year, didn't you?
Big time.
One thing I got to say, too, is the Olympic Auditorium in a bad location. It was kind of a dumpy venue. But the Cow Palace was a major arena like the Forum or Kiel Auditorium.
The Beatles, Rolling Stones, stuff like that. They even had in the lobby. You walked around that lobby. Big picture of the Battle Royal at the Cow Palace from 1964 or something,
Fantastic. It was called, it said Roy Shire's Big Time Wrestling.
Yes, and I think they drew more at wrestling. The crowds were bigger the way it was configured than at any concert event. This was before, fire departments and stuff went down. But I think it was 1963 or 62. Didn't Roy have, and it was for a Battle Royal. Just, 18,000, I don't know how.
There would be fans in the concession lines trying to make bets with each other. This guy was going to take Stevens, and this guy was going to take John Tolis, and you just knew it was the biggest night of the year.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Boot Camp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Boot Camp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
Yeah, that's what you guys can do. You asked about what we miss and what you guys can be doing now. But it's that aura. If you see a Bruno just coming down that ramp, no music, no girls, no fireworks, but the crowd was out of their minds. And I shot them all over the world. But here, or just Pat, when he'd finally come down, Pat Patterson, the place would go ballistic. He didn't need any of those things. He had that aura exuding out of him. And
I used to get chills at APW shows when we opened the show with the Battle Royal, and we did that Chicago Bulls theme song. You know what I'm talking about? And the wrestlers would come out to that, and that would continually play and re-loop. And I could just, I felt the electricity just at a small APW indie show, where we would have, 300 to 800 people or something. And can you imagine if they did that kind of stuff when there was 15,000? Oh, unbelievable.
Well, that's all the time we have for right now. Gentlemen, I want to thank each of you for being here. Mr. Bolte, Mr. Alexander, Dr. Lano, thank you so much. It was a history lesson for me. I really enjoyed it. And now, fans, it's time for us to continue the All Pro Wrestling tradition of the Battle Royal and show you the 2011 Pick the Winner Battle Royal, the winner of which will become the #1 contender for the APW Universal Heavyweight title. Don't go away. It starts right now.
The following is the Pick the Winner Battle Royal. The rules are as follows. The participants will enter the ring. Elimination occurs when a participant is thrown over the top rope and both feet touch the floor. The last man standing will be declared the 2011 Pick the Winner Battle Royal winner and earn himself a shot at the APW Universal Heavyweight Championship.
All right, well, it's time for the 2011 Pick the Winner Battle Royal and Killer J. This is going to be one heck of a contest, and here comes the twins, the Suburban Commandos.
That's right, followed by Sheik Kanabati, also putting his hat in the ring there and his body. Daniel Torch and Venice DeMarco coming through.
That's right, and here comes Double D, Dave Dutra, trying to get back into title hunt glory. And he's followed out by the reigning internet champion, Matt Carlos, out of control, trying to become a double champion. And there's the ever dangerous Russian Wolf, those cold steel eyes of the Russian Wolf, sensing victory in the air.
And here comes Mr. Wrestling number 4, and also Jody Christopherson, followed by the original APW Lucha, Chicano Flame.
That's right, and followed by, well, there's the team of the Riv and Levi Shapiro. These two recently arrived on the scene here in All Pro Wrestling, trying to make a name for themselves here in this Battle Royal. What a way it would be to make a name for themselves here by winning this Battle Royal. And of course, here comes the quote-unquote real worldwide internet champion, wrestling personified, Rick Luxury, and of course his manager, the no alternate pink mink of professional wrestling, Marcus Mack. You gotta wonder what kind of a role will Marcus Mack have in this match.
A manager in the ring, manager at the ring in a Battle Royal is always a wild card. There's Tim Thatcher, who's had a lot of success in Pick the Winner Battle Royals.
That's right, he's always made it down to the final 2, but he hasn't quite got the win. Maybe today's gonna be the day that he gets the Duke.
If these guys have anything to say about it, these are the Carnival of Shadows. And we saw before in the old Battle Royals that we watched that Larry Blackwell is always a target, but now he has backup in the Carnival of Shadows. He has Omega and Corvus watching it for him. And whoa, it's already started. Venice DeMarco already after the Carnival of Shadows.
Well, everything's collapsing before it can even begin. And, you know, you got to wonder what's going to be the game plan for the Carnival of Shadows. Are they all going to try to go for one goal and try to get a win for just one person, or are they going to stand tall and say, no, we are one, and a victory for all three of us is a victory for the group as a whole?
Well, you know, in the old days of the Battle Royal, as I mentioned, or got mentioned by some of the guys I talked to before in my talk about the history of the Battle Royal, they mentioned that there was a huge purse usually attached to Battle Royals. So if APW is offering a purse, there can only be one winner. So we may see the Carnival Shadows have to turn on each other.
That's right. And, you know, also like they mentioned back in the day, there was no way that you could team up because you just weren't allowed to. It was every man for himself.
That's right.
And that's the way it is here today. It's every man for himself. Big Country, that shoulder is a huge target. And now you see the man who injured that shoulder, the British Messiah, targeting it alongside Blackwell. And Blackwell takes a shot to the back of the head from Chicano Flame. And there's one of the twins in trouble in the corner. Oh, and there goes wrestling personified Rick Luxury over the top rope, but finds a way to keep himself inside the ring.
You know, if I was Jody Christopherson, I know my shoulder's injured, I know it's hurt, but I might just come out without any bandages on. You know, sometimes even though you're hurt, you don't want to give someone a bullseye to aim. You know, so maybe he should have came out without any bandages, even though it would have put his shoulder out in the open. Maybe people wouldn't target it.
That's absolutely a great point. But in any event, it is bandaged up, and he's going to have to try to defend his shoulder while he tries to get the victory here. Oh, big shot to the face of Venice DeMarco from one of the Suburban Commandos. And now Jody Christopherson with some offensive zone going after Tim Thatcher.
That would be the earliest he's ever been eliminated, and it looks like he's really slick holding onto that bottom rope. His feet have not touched the ground, so he is still in.
Well, Levi Shapiro and Rick Luxury trying to eliminate the internet champion, Double D, Dave Dutra, in trouble as well. But both men able to hold on. Matt Carlos hanging on by his ankle on that bottom rope.
This is mayhem.
Oh, and it looks like there goes Corvus. But, there's some teamwork right there. Omega holding on to him. Oh, and look, friends going after each other. Matt Carlos trying to eliminate Dave Dutra. You know, this truly is every man for himself.
That's right, folks. This is a shot at the title. This is what this will get you. You cannot just, make friends. You can't do it. You gotta win. And then for sure, you're targeting guys you don't like first. But eventually you got to target your friends. Folks, we will be right back. This is APW Gym Wars, Saturday morning. Stay tuned.
Do you have what it takes to become a pro wrestler? The APW Bootcamp Training School is accepting applicants for pro wrestlers, managers, valets, and referees. All Pro Wrestling home APW Bootcamp is where future legends are born. For the last 19 years, APW has been the leader in talent development. Top graduates include The Great Khali, Crash Holly, Spike Dudley, and Alyssa Flash. For your free brochure, call us at 510-785-8396.
Welcome back, wrestling fans. Mr. Wrestling number 4 in trouble here in the Pick the Winner Battle Royal. Every single man in this contest is fighting for an opportunity to become the #1 contender to the Universal Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Dylan Drake. Every man wants a shot at that Universal title, Killer Jay.
That's right, and I can tell you, there's never a more hungry moment than when you're in a battle royal. You realize you've got the same shot as everyone else. You don't have to mow your way through contenders. You can let other people do the work for you and just win this battle royal and get a shot at beating somebody. I mean, everybody wants to win this. Everyone.
Well, Rick Luxury almost getting eliminated by one of the Suburban Commandos there, but able to fight his way back into the ring.
Right.
Almost slipped off the apron, but then he's able to just barely get himself back inside the ring ropes and avoid being eliminated.
Look at everyone around the ring. You've got the Riv going after Jody Christopherson. You've got Dave Dutra with T-Rent, D-Unit on Daniel Torch. And you got to wonder if Daniel Torch trying to get a little revenge. You know, this is a good way for some of these youngsters who may have lost in their debuts to go after the guys who got a victory over them.
Well, Mr. Wrestling number 4 has been out of the title picture for quite a while now, but he's trying to get himself back in there, try and get himself a little momentum and try and go after some gold here in All Pro Wrestling. And there's Alexis Derevko, a man who would love to do nothing better than make a name for himself in this battle royal now that he's separated from his former tag team partner Sheik Kanabati and try and go after the Universal title. As you see, the British Messiah almost being eliminated. You know, it's the British Messiah who said, "I'm no longer got my eyes set on the internet title. Now I'm all about that Universal Heavyweight Championship."
That's right. You see, also keep in mind that we do have some wild cards wandering the ring. You got Darkness, the female compatriot of the Carnival Shadows, and you've got Marcus Mack, the no alternate Pink Mink, stalking the sidelines here. They can interfere at any time if the refs. Sure, there's 2 refs out there who are looking for feet touching the ground and maybe a pinfall in the ring, but they can't see everything, and these guys could interject themselves into the match at any point.
Well, it looked like both members of the Young and the Ruthless were in trouble there. You saw the Riv and Levi Shapiro almost getting eliminated, and then you saw one of the twins going after going after Blackwell. Some big shots to the back, and now Omega gets sent hard into the turnbuckle, and now Daniel Torch gets sent into Omega by Double D Dave Dutra. Big knee lift right to the chest of Daniel Torch. There's so much action going on, I don't even know what to call.
This is a battle royal. This is what we're talking about. This is the history of California right here in the ring. APW carrying on the tradition of the battle royal. This is one of the biggest events that we have on our schedule, next to Halloween Hell and Christmas Chaos, and this is crazy. Look at this. Mayhem all over the ring, and any one of these men, any one of them can be your new #1 contender. Folks, this is it. This is history. You're watching it right here.
Well, the Riv has been eliminated from the Battle Royal.
Well, I guess I'm sure he can go earn some money at Chippendale or something.
Big elbow to the head of Tim Thatcher from one of the Suburban Commandos. And now Matt Carlos is in trouble from a man who's become an arch nemesis of his of late, wrestling personified Rick Luxury. But Jody Christopherson coming to the aid of Matt Carlos there and telling Matt Carlos, slide back in the ring, come on. And there goes Carlos going right after wrestling personified, and a little bit of an alliance there from Matt Carlos and Jody Christopherson.
Well, you know, there's a personal beef between those two, and if Rick Luxury can eliminate Matt Carlos, it goes a long way to proving his beef that he should be internet champion. He can maybe, even if he doesn't win this match itself, he doesn't win this Rumble, by eliminating Matt, he can maybe ask for another shot at the internet title.
Right, which Conor Flame eliminated moments ago, and now just seconds ago, Omega got eliminated, thrown over the top rope by Venice DeMarco.
This is the separating of the wheat from the chaff. These guys have been in here for about 10 minutes. You see D-Unit's do-rag flying off right back to the suburbs. And Derevko and then Sheik Kanabati still going at it. There's a little bit of bad blood between those two.
And speaking of bad blood, there's Big Country Jody Christopherson and Tim Thatcher. Nice chop to the chest of Tim Thatcher from Big Country. And now a forehead shot by Tim Thatcher. Clothesline for Mr. Wrestling number 4 to Rick Luxury. Those two have had some classic battles here in All Pro Wrestling. A lot of old-time All Pro Wrestling fans remember their great matches. Big windmill wind up. Wind it up, boom! Shot to the face by Mr. Wrestling number 4 on Rick Luxury. Sends Luxury reeling, and now Matt Carlos and Mr. Wrestling number 4 going to team him up, try and throw him over the top rope. Right hand to the face by Alexis Derevko to Sheik Kanabati. Oh, but there is some smarts from Rick Luxury holding on to the mask of Mr. Wrestling number 4, obstructing the view just enough so that he's able to throw him off his game and able to stay inside the ring.
Oh, looks like a wish.
Wishbone snap. No, nice slingshot from the Suburban Commandos.
And without the rib, Levi's on his own without the rib to watch his back. And that's the problem when you have tag teams here.
Well, Big Country's getting his face ground into the turnbuckle pad over the corner. Oh, and there goes Levi Shapiro over the top rope. Matt Carlos just ducking, grabbing the rope so that Levi Shapiro just goes flying over it. And there goes Sheik Kanabati over the top rope, able to keep himself on his feet and get back inside the ring. But he is a house of fire just going after
the bodies flying there. And here's what happens. You see, now we've got a couple of eliminations happening a little bit. You got a little bit of room being built into the ring. And so now you've got more flying bodies. People can use more moves. They can do more things.
Oh, and there goes Matt Carlos out of the ring.
Eliminated.
He's trying to go for the Union landing, but he gets thrown over the top rope by Rick Luxury. I believe I heard Donovan Troy say that Jody Christopherson's been eliminated. There goes the Russian Wolf. There goes Rick Luxury. Hell is breaking loose. Timothy Thatcher's been eliminated. Folks, we have to go to a commercial break. They're still fighting. Don't go anywhere. This match will conclude next.
Are you or your son or daughter celebrating a birthday soon? There's no better way to celebrate a birthday than to throw the birthday person a pro wrestling themed birthday party. We have several packages available, including renting our facility with a customized pro wrestling show. Bring your birthday cake and invite your guests to attend a private pro wrestling birthday party. If you are interested in having All Pro Wrestling be a part of your birthday celebration, give us a call at 510-785-8396 or visit the website at www.allprowrestling.com.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to the Pick the Winner Battle Royal. And there goes the other Suburban Commando over the top rope, eliminated by Blackwell. We're down to our final few competitors. And you see Corvus, Venice DeMarco, Blackwell, Sheik Kanabati, Double D Dave Dutra, and Mr. Wrestling number 4 are all that is left. Sheik Kanabati putting on the brakes, trying to hold himself in this ring, or in the ring and in this match. Mr. Wrestling number 4, nice drop kick.
Venice DeMarco is lucky that pinfalls don't count on this. He was out cold. I think Corvus punching him actually woke him up.
Well, Blackwell's hung up in the ropes, and now Mr. Wrestling number 4 is just going to take this opportunity to wear the big man down.
Dave Dutra trying to skin himself in, and Corvus being dragged out. Oh, wow. And Larry I'd never seen his feet get up that high.
Nice boot from Blackwell, able to take out Mr. Wrestling number 4 in his tracks. And there goes Sheik Kanabati into the lap of the crowd, and Double D Dave Dutra thrown off the apron into the front row.
Oh boy, this is it. And now you have 4.
Our final 4.
Literally, we have the last Mr. Wrestling 4, Venice DeMarco, and 2 of the Carnival of Shadows. This has just become essentially a tag team match.
That's right, a lot of hate, a lot of personal animosity between these 4, but mostly between number 4 and DeMarco against the Carnival of Shadows. And both men, members of Team APW, trying to stamp out the Carnival of Shadows. You got to think this is just going to turn into a 2-on-2 brawl, and that's what it's looking like right here.
And this is, once again, another battle for the soul of APW. If the Carnival of Shadows, if either one of them is able to get a title match, there could be trouble. There could be trouble. You don't want people like this to hold the gold.
Oh, but a low blow from Blackwell. Again, there are no disqualifications in this match. And a big splash to the corner. He was looking for number 4. Instead, he got all of Corvus.
And that could be an equalizer. They've got to get one of these guys out the ring quickly.
Well, Mr. Wrestler number 4 and DeMarco realizing they have a golden opportunity to go after Blackwell.
And they've got to decide.
Try to capitalize on it. Blackwell turns around and sees he's got himself caught in a 2-on-1 opportunity here.
The problem is, I don't think I've been in any type of battle royal or seen any battle royal where 2 men alone were able to eliminate Blackwell.
Well, they're going to try to here, but Blackwell just fighting them off. Oh, and there it is!
Blackwell eliminated by only 2 men. That is a first.
Well, that one went high, one went low, the old high school trick. And Blackwell gets thrown over the top rope with authority into the front row of the war zone.
That's it. And now,
oh, wait, and here comes Jekyll's the Jester into eliminate Mr. Wrestler number 4, getting involved in a match that he's not booked in. I can't believe that, well, you know, I have to believe that it actually happened. I just witnessed it happen with my own 2 eyes.
The Pro Wrestling Council is going to have something to say about this, but now we've got to figure out who's the winner. We've still got fighting on the way out, but it's Corvus versus DeMarco. The winner will be the number 1 contender for the APW Universal Heavyweight title.
And you got to think Dylan Drake is somewhere in the locker room right now, watching on a monitor with intent eyes, wondering who is going to be his next opponent for his Universal Gold. DeMarco, the veteran, trying to take out Corvus. Instead, it's Corvus throwing DeMarco over the top rope. Did he just do it? No, DeMarco holds on. Corvus thinks he's won it, but DeMarco's still standing.
And Corvus doesn't even know he's there. I think
DeMarco taps him on the shoulder. Big right hand to the face. A second right hand sends him reeling. He's got him on the ropes. Gonna shoot him across the ring. Big back elbow takes down Corvus.
This is what it's come down to, 1-on-1. Only one of these men can be the number 1 contender, and we're going to find out soon. Vince DeMarco really wants it. Here we go. He's going to try to eliminate him.
DeMarco trying to eliminate Corvus, trying to throw him over the top rope. And Corvus trying to hold on with everything he's got, grabbing at the knee of DeMarco, and he's able to pull himself back in the ring. Big shot to the gut.
Here we go. He's
lining
up. He's trying to wear him down, get him dizzy. And DeMarco going after it. Look at these closed fists. These guys just don't like each other.
But DeMarco not going down without a fight. DDT! Nice way to snap off a DDT, just planting Corvus head first. And now Corvus looks like he's out cold.
Well, that's not a good thing, though. You know, it's nice to have your opponent knocked out, but now he is dead weight, and you've got to get him over that top rope. Remember, you can't get a pinfall to win this.
Well, DeMarco grasping him by the back of the head and hauling him to his feet. Gonna try to throw the limp body of Corvus over the top rope. He's got him leaning over that top rope, trying to throw him out. Oh, but there's Corvus fighting back, breaking the eyes. Totally legal in this non-disqualification battle royal. Sets him for the ride, shoots him across the ring. Big back body drop coming, slamming him down. DeMarco, did you hear him hit the mat?
That was devastating. He was 6 feet in the air, straight onto his back, and you got to wonder how his mobility is going to be affected.
Corvus with the kick to the gut. Now setting him up. Looking for a fisherman. Looked like he's going to go for a fisherman suplexer. Big, nice move from DeMarco. Nice signature offense from the Italian Superman. Both men down center of the ring. DeMarco is going to be the first to get back up to a vertical base. And this crowd strongly behind DeMarco. They'd love to see him get into a title opportunity. How long has it been since DeMarco's been had an opportunity at singles gold? This would be huge for Dennis DeMarco. Looks like he's going to go for the face spank here. He's still going to throw him over the top rope.
Trying to lock it in, though.
Oh, no! There he goes over the top rope.
Dennis DeMarco has been eliminated. And the winner of the 2011 Pick the Winner Battle Royal, Corbin.
Well, there he is, the winner and new #1 contender to the Universal Heavyweight Champion. You saw him counter the face spank and throw DeMarco over the top rope. There he is. Corvus. And look at the sinister eyes of Corvus. Well, folks, coming up next week on All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars, it's World War III. Sheik Kanabati takes on Alexis Derevko for the third time.
That's right. There's no love lost between these two guys. This is the rubber match, Sheik versus Derevko. I wonder if they're going to get it out of their system.
Man, I'm looking forward to that contest. That is going to be one explosive match. Also, non-title match, the worldwide internet champ out of control, Matt Carlos, takes on the returning Rock of Love, Billy Blade.
The Rock of Love, man, that guy is a rock. He's got incredibly hard striking power, incredibly athletic, incredibly quick, a different type of competitor for Matt Carlos.
Man, I'm looking forward to that match as well. And also, returning next week after an extended absence from All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars, the Reno Scum.
I heard these guys are angry, but who are they angry at? What are they angry with? We'll find out next week.
Oh, you know we will. Those guys are not afraid to speak their mind. The Rock Legend Scum, Adam Thornstowe, and Luster the Legend. But this week, there he is, the new #1 contender to the Universal Heavyweight Championship. There is Corvus, and you gotta think Dylan Drake is eyeing up his competition right now, watching a monitor somewhere in the locker room.
Well, this is a blow to APW, flat out. This guy has designs to destroy APW. You do not want him to get a hold of the belt. You just don't want to do it. If he can take that belt, you hold the gold, you run the promotion. Everything's got to come through you. The Federation has to kowtow to you. You don't want these guys to get any kind of title, any type of control. You just don't want it to happen.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for this week. For everyone here at All Pro Wrestling Gym Wars and my broadcast colleague, Killer Jay Mathias, I'm John Roberts saying so long till next week. We'll see you next Saturday morning at 11 a.m. for Gym Wars.